Hello, everyone. The name is Joe. Call us Victor Echo 1 Bravo Whiskey Victor V1BWV here in the East Coast in New Brunswick, Canada. What we're looking at here is the second part of kind of a quick overview of the RADIOBERRY project. The first one showed basically the physical device and looking at it from a local point of view. And this is now looking at it from a remote point of view. The RADIOBERRY has the ability to work local and to work from a remote device, such another PC or a laptop or whatever within your network or your Wi-Fi, whatever you happen to have. So anyway, the programs that you can use, and these are just a few of them, is Thetis, and that's what you're seeing in front of you, which looks like Power SDR. That's been modified to work with a Hermes light, which is what the RADIOBERRY emulates. So this is the skin that I've chosen. If you're familiar with the Thetis or Power SDR, you can change this appearance to look like a Collins radio or and about maybe 75 or 80 more other skins. It's quite attractive. Has all the normal radio operation type buttons you'd have. Your various bands and that sort of thing. And when I change it, of course, it changes this. I'll put it back to 20 here. For receiver, you also have things like virtual cables built in and all that sort of stuff. So what you're looking at now is FT8. It's sitting there and monitoring. And we're on the upper side band, so I'm just going to hide this for the moment. That's the transceiver. And what I've loaded in the background is also one of several different ones you can use, but this one's called Decodium. And I'll move it over so it's a little larger. Yeah, I didn't change the colors though, but that's the default colors. But anyway, basically, if you're familiar with digital modes, this is FT8 that's being decoded on 20 meters right now. And it's fully controlling the transceiver by selecting any one of these bands. The transceiver will change the frequency, and it goes through Thetis. So Thetis is the one that's having the actual raw data, and this one is putting it into a digital decode called Decodium. This is what I'm running right now. Also a free program. You can run WSJTX, WSJTZ, and JTDX. These are all digital decode type programs. So I'm going to put that into the background. And next thing I'll bring up is Grid Tracker, which is one of my favorite programs. Now Grid Tracker, it takes all the information that's being decoded by Decodium or the WSJT program and put into a much more attractive GUI, for lack of better terms. Let me look here and look and see. I'm just looking at the menus here. If I go, let me see really quick. Spots are on. Parks on the air. That's what just turned on, the little trees. So you can see the parks on the air stations that are there. What else? This is you can change what the appearance of all the stations are. These are all the stations that have been heard in the last one. You can see that my call's up there. I'm located right there. So basically any place that you want, you can just hover over it and it'll give you information, when it's been heard, what band and all that stuff. There's an FT2 one, which is interesting. It heard me there, so I'm running FT2. And what else? Then you have the normal menus here, everything else. But here's the call roster, whatever. So this is showing you right now all the stations that are being heard on that band, and fewer controls here. There you go. So still lots of activity, as indicated by the ant trails. You can see them here. They're green ant trails, which are showing active live communications. And these are all being decoded by, as I mentioned, the decoder program or the WSJT or any one of the digital decodes. And it's interactive, so if I wanted to work one of the stations here, I would just click on this one and he would put out CQ. This would turn red, and I'll just do it for a quick thing. So right now, you see right away there's a red sign from my place down to the destination in Dominican Republic, or sorry, Puerto Rico. So I'll cancel that out. I'll put this in the background, and I'll bring up the decoder program, and just do a halt here. So you see it was going up to do a call. So that's really quick. You have the decoder program. You have the grid tracker program, which is this one. And you can move it around, kind of do anything you want. Tons of features that you can use it for, but it's really handy for seeing that overall picture. And it has voice. If I had it turned on right now, you would hear the voice responding to calls that I'm looking for. And the main program, which is really connected to the transceiver, is the Thetis. And that's what you're seeing right there. Oh, that's a quick one. I'll turn this off. Shut it down. And I'll also shut down the, which is going to complain, of course. I'm going to shut this down and shut that down. There we go. So now you have it. That's a really quick rundown of the local operation that you can run from any PC. And that's the way I run it pretty well 100% of the time. 7 threes from V1BWV.